friends. It's been a while since I was on the good old YouTube family channel. There's been a lot going on, so much going on. So I think I mentioned before, I'm selling my business, and the plan is to really start venturing around and having a bit more freedom in my life, which I'm super excited about. I've always been quite a person who, obviously likes to work hard and puts in the hours and all that kind of stuff, which obviously I still like to do with creating my own dreams, but I also really am excited about having more freedom in my life. I've been working exceptionally hard for the last 4.5 years in my own restaurant, and it has been super challenging but also really rewarding on a personal level. But now I'm really ready to, create some new dreams, and I'm not sure what they are yet. I think part of it is obviously inspiring people, and I guess I walk the path of really wanting to know myself more every day. Like, how the fuck can I show up better? How can I show up for myself? And I think, as you start to get more attuned to what it is that you want in your life, you start also then wanting to take bigger risks and challenges to create that. And, lately we've been in a really big space of fucking instability because we're in the throes of waiting for the business to sell, but also not really fucking knowing where we're going to live because we have to wait for that to happen, and we don't have anywhere. We have been staying with a friend who's been super lovely, but time has come for us to move forward, and so now we're just trying to really work out where our next place is, and that puts a little bit of pressure on the situation and feeling stable and a bit of chaos. And so again, that challenges arises in wanting to trust. It's such a deep level of learning is trust, and you're constantly reminded, in your life, where can you have more trust so that you can have more flow in your life, rather than us grabbing onto these ideas and how we want them to occur or how we perceive them to occur. We just act accordingly to what arises, and then letting go, and then for it to come to fruition. And quite frequently myself and my partner, who's over there doing some work, come to a space where it's really down to the last minute. Like it's that last fuck. I think the last time we were in this position was we had to get out of our apartment, and we couldn't find anywhere until this one place, and we just begged this lady, and we had to actually ask an extension, like a 1-week extension with this new people that were going to take over the lease, and it all worked out, and the place that we got was fucking unbelievable. So, again, it's like living that life that's probably, it's challenging because it's the unknown. You just continually, basically, wanting to know that it's going to be okay. And when you don't know it's going to be okay, you have to really go deeper into self and trust. There's some great books out there. I think there's a book that I've never read before, but I'm going to fucking pull it out now, which is, I think, something like Trust the Universe Has Your Back, or, I think that's one of them. And I think the title says a lot, and if you doubt the shit that's happening around you as to things that are purposely making your life harder, then don't. They're happening for you because really what the universe is saying, how can you arise from this? What is the lesson that needs to be seen here? How can you become freer in yourself? And I wanted to touch on this because it came to me the other day. I haven't always been this liberated. I, for a long time, 22 years old, 24, I had my first panic attack, and from there it was a spiral down. Anxiety for a long time, depression, all that shit. But at the same time, and I had some pretty sensational moments in between. And when I say sensational, those sliding door moments where I was at a doctor's, and I was telling her about this feeling I was getting whilst I was at work. And this feeling was a sense of overwhelm. So it was like my head was like exploding out of control. Like it was just coming over itself and just fucking me up. And it was a really a weird feeling. And she then diagnosed me as early signs psychosis. And she said, I need you to be on this 24-hour watch. Go home, we'll make another appointment, you come back, and we'll start get you, on a new way type thing. And so, hearing those news is like, oh, you got early signs of psychosis. What do you think happened? I fucking freaked out. I was like, shit, fuck, I am losing my mind. And it was my biggest fear, and as I'm sure many are, besides death and all the rest of it that we get riddled with our mind creation. And I fortunately had a really good friend at the time who I went around to after, and I said, I've just been diagnosed with early psychosis. And she turned to me and she said, Nicola, you're not losing your mind, you just need to talk. And it was the biggest sliding door moment in my life, because I never wanted to be on prescription drugs. I never saw myself as someone who needed to be fixed. I mean, I wanted to be fixed, but I didn't feel like I wanted to take medication to be able to be that. And in that moment, I went back to that doctor, and I said, I don't need a psychiatrist. I would like to see a psychologist. Can you recommend someone for me to go see? And for 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years, I saw this lady. Her name was Daniela. She's in Melbourne. She was incredible. And she helped me. She helped me from that space. And from there, I just started to realize the importance of owning our own shit. Of owning our own shit, and realizing how important these things that happen to us are actually for us. And it's actually our responsibility, and one of our greatest responsibilities is to own that. And this more you own what discomfort you're feeling, the more you speak up about how you're feeling, the more you go, hey, I'm not okay. One of the scariest moments I had was when I was in a meditation group, and I was getting, those depressing suicidal thoughts again, where I wanted to commit suicide. And not that I wanted to, but my mind was telling me that, and it was quite obviously exhausting. When you have these kind of mental distresses in your life, you're fucking so exhausted because you're constantly wanting to bring yourself out of it, and it's actually really exhausting to be in that momentum, but it gets easier. And one of the things that I was told through my journey is that the brain is a muscle, and it's like any athlete. If you have to train it, you have to exercise the muscle for it to create new thought patterns. A really great meditative teacher and an inspiring person to listen to is Joe Dispenza, and there's lots of other people out there that do phenomenal work in this space, and all I can say is just open yourself up to it is the greatest lesson and opportunity that you have to yourself, because really at the end of the day, the universe has something much greater to you, for you, rather than this experience that you're currently having, if it's exceptionally distressing or has been distressing. And that is, it wants you to see what you are able to create, and what the dreams is that you want are possible. But unfortunately, like anything, it's almost like, it's like polishing a pearl. You have to unfortunately go through an initiation. You have to walk through the passageway to ignite the fire. You have to walk through your life lessons, your journey, for you to see your deepest and truest self, and to understand how great you are. Because that's one thing we totally underestimate, is how great we are. We have been told by our life, by our family, by our friends, by our work colleagues, by our partner, whoever, that we are not great, or that we are not enough, or that we can't be what we want to be. And these are the things that we have to polish off. And this has been my journey, and this is why I'm so inspired to fucking inspire other people to understand that if we can walk the path together, if we can start learning off each other, if we can make life a little bit fucking easier by sharing our triumphs and our fucking pitfalls and our weaknesses and our shit fights, then isn't that great? Isn't that where we can shorten the process? You know, my greatest passion is for people not to have to walk through 10 years of fucking self-discovery to get to a truer sense of self, even though it's an ongoing path, but to find contentment within yourself a lot easier than what I feel I've had to walk. And whilst I'm grateful for every fucking minute of the day, I think it could have definitely been easier, and I think I definitely sabotage the fuck out of myself quite frequently. So I think that if I was able to share or be a motivation for other people to maybe cut the corners and just get real with themselves a little bit quicker and a little bit deeper, and take a little bit more responsibility of every fucking waking thought that comes through, an emotion that may dictate how you feel and your reactions which need to be transpired, then isn't that great? Anyway, so my process right now is personally getting comfortable in, you know, what I was meditating this morning about is that I've been such a person to push through life. You know, I've been such a person to go, okay, I've got to make things happen, and now I want to sit the fuck back. I want to sit the fuck back, I want to chill the fuck out, and I want things to come towards me. I can feel my sense of urgency of to being on top of things, right? So if I'm on top of things, then I'm in control of things. If I'm able to, you know where we're going to stay and have things lined up, then, you know, rather than just chill out, hear the nothingness. And allow that to be my motivation, allow that to be my stillness. Because stillness is my heart. And I hope I have inspired you today. If I have, please love, like, share this community. Let's build together, let's grow together. And I will be sure to be touching base very soon, hopefully not as long as last time, with new discoveries and insights as to what the fuck is going on and all the beautifulness with that. Until then.